we're back. Let's continue. Chapter 3, The Brittle End. The August House Colvin, Director of Alchemical Science, Alchemist Saverio Dust. Head Alchemist Ravari is intrigued by your work and requests you meet him at House Colvin at your earliest convenience. V. Duro, Assistant to V. Ravari. Baron Ravari. My heartfelt greetings to you, Head Alchemist. I am Saverio Das, at your service. I remember you. I'm sorry? Pierre Puano. Right. How, uh, how delightful to see you again, Ravari, after all that time. I thought you'd be doing more than production alchemy for a no-name independent researcher by now. Then again, our professors always did call attention to your lack of ambition. How amusing to see them proven right. Right indeed. Well, at least they can boast one success from that class. Now, what's this new alchemy you claim to have discovered? Redundant metallurgy? Reductive metallurgy. You see, there's much more than I reveal at the synopsium, if you'll allow me to perform a few demonstrations. Invariant metal. This is madness. I cannot believe you promised that we would create an entirely new kind of metal. It worked, didn't it? You provided us with this laboratory so we can prove our claims. It's rather well appointed, too, if a bit cramped. Yes. Now, all we have to do is revolutionize alchemy. Did you have a plan for that? I have an idea, at least. It should be possible to make an alloy of copper and iron using one of these new glyphs. How is that a new kind of metal? It's a new way to make it, at least. Did you lie because you sensed the presentation going badly? Is that what you thought, did is that what you thought I did? We've worked together all this time and yet you still make me look like a charlatan. Maybe not a charlatan, but certainly far too ambitious. Well, we meet again, Variant Metal. This puzzle is important to me because of one critical fact about the name of this product. Invariant has a shortening that you might have heard of, although it's not very commonly used. Invar. Invar is an alloy of iron and nickel, and here we have an invariant metal of iron and copper. So the idea that I had when I saw this puzzle for the first time was, what if you could make a metal in between iron and copper? And that would be nickel. And that thought made me delve into the code and start playing this game all by myself. That was like over a year ago at this point, I think. Yeah. Right then. Let's solve this puzzle again. And let's show Ravari let's show Ravari what we can do. That's the wrong way. That's funny, I think, is that the bowls look very similar now. No. Okay, there we go. Dosey do. Yay. Well, that went about as well as I had imagined, which is to say, that is to say, terribly. Not only did he say the process was not much of an innovation, he also said it was, um, he also said it was boring. I should have known a small innovation wouldn't be enough to truly impress him. You have to go farther, and show him that a breakthrough that's impossible to deny. Then they'll have no choice but to acknowledge the achievement. You could have done that right away. Yes, well, I didn't want to play my full hand too early. Oh? So you something up your sleeve then? Perhaps. Come here, and help me calibrate this. Via Quicksilver. Well, then, what's your new idea? I hoped it wouldn't come to this. I've been working on another new list. And this one will upend your entire understanding of the metals. You'll excuse me if I'm not completely convinced. If I'm not completely convinced. I call it the glyph of proliferation. Here. Hmm? Have I seen this before? Certainly not. I've been working on it in secret. And what does it do exactly? I bet it's better if I demonstrate it. You may want to stand back, however, it's still a work in progress. Oh, is that what the math was? Okay, that's right, this is a puzzle. The glyph of proliferation transmutes an atom of quicksilver into an atom of metal with the same metallicity as the existing atom. By using Ravari's wheel, quicksilver can be turned into any of the 6 metals. Oh, let's hang on. Oh, no, it's cool. Look at look at that pole. That's wondrous. Oh, look at that. You can access, but you have to access the ports with the length 2 arm, and not a length 1 arm. think that's... Come on. What? Oh. Right. Yeah, you have to turn it. Yay. If I'm not mistaken, this means that every metal can now be duplicated using only Quicksilver. A rather astonishing result, and one that should easily be enough to impress an alchemist. Indeed, why are we are at the very borders of alchemical knowledge. Maybe so, but it would be better to have more undeniable proof before we embark. I have a feeling you're right. He doesn't seem like one for discussion of theory. Or alchemical science much at all, really. I know the type, sadly. In that case, perhaps we can demonstrate the principle in a grander way, if it continues to work. If Materia. What's from material? Okay, from materials. That's Latin. I mean, I guess this entire game is based on Latin, or the entire marketing of this game is based on Latin. So X means from. Soon now, they'll have no choice but to acknowledge that I was right. Saverio, I've been meaning to ask, just what was it that set you on this journey to overturn the alchemical establishment? And why do you hate the metal? Why do you hate the metals you work with? There's no use judging the past. Then what were you saying just a moment ago? Nothing. Let's focus on the task at hand. After all, after we're done, perhaps I can share the story, but I'll warn you, it's not of any interest. Suffice it to say, when I was younger, I followed my heart, and I'm still suffering the consequences. First off, wow, that is a beautiful vial of elemental gold. Why didn't we have that in the base game? Oh wait, right, that's why. Right, because you can't. That was a stupid question. But wow, that is gorgeous. And then, of course, the cute little. Um, okay. Uh, I just noticed it turns like that. It's funny because it's so it doesn't have a center point per se, so you have and you turn it by this okay. Yeah, you get it. I put these outputs in a horrible position. Why did I do that? That's where they go. sorry about that. Let's continue. So, sorry, I've not been explaining very well what I'm doing. I'm very, very bad at Let's Play. I guess this is my first time. So, we have to demote the gold to get quicksilver, and then we're gonna use that quicksilver to proliferate, the metal that we just demoted. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can use X Nilo, as in from nothing. Okay. That's a little bit tough. Um, oh. So that's gonna be our, like our set of, um, and then breathe. We're gonna, yep, okay. Actually, I gotta have you over there. Okay. Look at that. Laws of alchemy. That hopefully won't have any disastrous consequences later. Here it is. Irrefutable evidence of that our current understanding of alchemy is incomplete. I have to admit I'm astonished. This glyph of yours should not exist. I imagine the head alchemist will be most pleased with this development. That reminds me, there will be plenty of work to do after this, disseminating and demonstrating these newfound discoveries, including plenty of production alchemy. If you're if you're asking if I want to join House Golden with you, I'll have to think about it. Mine's a constant worry, but I value my freedom too. I understand. You can let you can let me know your decision later. For now, let's create something that absolutely cannot be ignored. Experimental catalyst. Saverio, I've noticed something a little off with our results. I did say the glyph is a work in progress. There are bound to be some small flaws. Yeah, well, one of the flaws seems a bit big, seems a bit large than small. In both of our test cases, the resulting products have been heavier than they should have been, given the reagents we used. You've been weighing them with the golden scale? I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it were inaccurate. It could be, or there's something else happening. There will be plenty of time to work out the last little details later, once we have our appointments. We just have to finish our work as soon as the head or we just have to finish our work soon, or the head alchemist will only get angrier. True enough. So, I wonder. Okay. Yeah. So this one is also new, but it's using a name that we've had before. Uh, Originally, experimental catalyst was like a weird diamond-esque shape, like that. Hang on. Um, if I remember correctly, it was like that, with quintessence in the middle, or as I dubbed it, the mysterious core, because quintessence was not announced yet. And then, um, I guess no, I guess it wasn't a mysterious core. Mysterious core beforehand, and wasn't a mysterious core then. Anyway, that's complications. Yeah, the what's it called? Uh, sure. I'm not thinking what I wanted to say. I lost my thought. Anyway, that's what's important right now is we're building a thing that's different from what it was before. Mhm. something, just so we have room to pull out and bamboozle. Actually, no way, I can just do that. Okay. And then I'll bamboozle it as one of the last steps. Yeah. Okay, Google. It's still surreal that this mod is now official in the way, in like the most canonical way that it can be official. Okay, I need you to Yes, this is what triumphs look like. Saverio, here, a good chunk of the transmutation engine is missing. What? I believe I understand now. Rather than breaking the laws of alchemy, the glyph of proliferation actually siphons metals around it to perform its seemingly impossible trick. That would explain some things, such as why the transmutation engine in your lab imploded. Ah, yes. You could have told me. I didn't know. You really thought you were breaking the laws of alchemy? It's getting late. Let's present this word of the alchemist. What exactly are you going to tell him? What do you think? Um, I as much as um, I'm not gonna be a jerk. I'm just gonna complete this in this episode. Interesting indeed. You'll agree with me, I believe, when I said this was a revolution on the order of quiet. I'm thinking, of course. The work is indeed somewhat consequential. Therefore, I am prepared to offer you a position as assistant alchemical researcher at the Directorate of Botanical Sciences. Truly, it, truly, it would be assistant. I'm happy to remind you that we normally do not work with independent alchemists such as yourself at all. I've already been more than generous allowing you in here. But you still need me right now. I'm the only one in the world with the experience of how to do this. What's to stop me from going to a different house and teaching them instead? You'll do no such thing. You and your assistant will remain here while you consider my offer. What's this? You're detaining us. You don't seem to understand the power dynamic here, which is unfortunate. I'll return once you've decided to see reason. This is my original invention, not yours. Don't I deserve better than the mere scraps? You're like every other research alchemist, lost in the haze of their own ideas, and pointlessly thick-headed. In the meantime, it looks like I have a paper to write. Thank you for your assistance in developing what I call the Ravari process. Ha! What do you mean, paper to write? Uh, come back here and open this door. No accomplishments to his name. So, no accomplishments to his name, so he has to steal them from others. What rubbish. You knew him before. Was he always like this? Not as bad as this. Something must have happened to him over the decades. I've seen it before. Life in a great house can turn one soft. I don't know if soft is the term I'd use. In retrospect, we should have been a little suspicious that Varen was having us work in here. The transmutation engine still works, doesn't it? Looks like it does. The glyph may not break the laws of alchemy, but it does break down nearly any metal in small quantities. If we could somehow apply it on a large scale, we could melt away quite a bit, I'd wager, such as that metal door. Indeed, or the smell support column. One does have to wonder how much of a load it bears. Indeed, it'll likely result in a rapid discharge of Quicksilver again, so take care once you run it. At least this time I'll have some warning. This was the final product in that campaign. Let's make it. Let's destroy this wall. Or the column. I guess the column is what we're going to be redirecting, isn't it? Or is it going to be everything? I hope it's everything. That would be funny. Okay. So let's make gold. And forward, grab, and hold. Okay, and then we want the oh, no, wait. What do we want to make? Wait, we want to make copper. Other way. Right, yeah. And then tin. Okay. Now, we want to add 4. Well, first, yeah, you want 3 set there. I love this. This is like a complete recontextualization of this scene. It's lovely. Okay, now we need to make silver, which is on the other side of Ravari's wheel. Thankfully, he gave us the means to escape. He might be sly in terms of diplomatics, but he's not very clever otherwise. No, we want to make quicksilver. See, no, not you. Now we just have to repeat that 3 more times. Or, yeah, 2 more times. Okay. And you know what? Just reflect. So just put that there. Or not. Right there. Let's bust down this wall. Well, that's such a cool concept. Nope. You know, we forgot to reset for a little bit, or not for a little wheel, Ravari's wheel. And I'll just do it. There we go. I thought there would be a fast forward button there. I guess not. At least not yet. Well, that means... Oh, yes! Oh, oh, lovely. Beautiful. Oh! I didn't think I'd move that quickly. You know, I don't think I've moved that quickly in at least 10 years. Stay alert. There's always possible quicksilver that may come out, flying in unusual directions as the reaction proceeds. This is remarkable. The transmutation engine is nearly gone. Or is nearly gone already. Tremendous. This hole in the floor looks like our way out of here. Wait. We may not need to jump. The doors over there are already over there. The doors over there are melting too. As as is a large portion of the walls next to them. Right? It's not surviving, is it? You did say you wanted the reaction to be self-sustaining. It's working rather better than I could have expected. I I understand how fascinating this must be to watch, but we should probably make our exit soon. The ceiling looks like though it might come next. I cannot imagine Rory or anyone else happy if it does. Me either. It's not my fault they built this whole place out of hell, though. Eternal hubris. Well then, indeed. Are you alright? I'm the very picture of health, thank you. Good. The nerve of that man, that odious man. The way he tried to take credit for my discoveries and acted like I should be grateful. People like him lodge themselves in high positions and do nothing but make things worse for the rest of us with their greed and incompetence. Makes me sick to my bones. I'd much... Oop. Damn it. That's the second time I did that. I'm sorry. I have to... I'd much rather do alchemy without ambition than have ambition and be utterly unable to do alchemy. I can only hope he finds the curse. I hope I can only hope he feels the curse of his ineptitude every day. For what it's worth, he won't soon forget about our low gift. On that note, perhaps we should lay low for a while. I know someone in the downriver quarters that might petition us for help. Sounds like an excellent idea. However, there is one thing I want to try first. Let's see if we can't speak to that young lady from House Soria. The one whose name you forgot. I'll remember on the way, surely. I can't believe after all this, you still believe in your power. You still believe in your power to single-handedly change the field of alchemy. On the contrary, I'm even more convinced of it. what is that? Chapter 27, The Advent of Projective Metallurgy. One of the most significant alchemical developments during this period involves House Soria, who announced a new suite of alchemical processes involving the recovery of quicksilver from higher metals. At the time, the move was met with confusion. Why would the great house, famed for its brilliant glass and crystals, debase itself by working with such traditionally overlooked metallic transformation? To understand the answer, it is important to remember at this time, quicksilver could only be transported in small amounts, as it was so volatile that even small vials of it could combust or otherwise behave unpredictably. House Soria's insight was that gold, the purest metal, contained quicksilver, or, more properly, contained the potential for quicksilver, and thus quicksilver could be stored and transported as a component of gold. The reinterpretation of gold as the neutral medium, as opposed to the idealized end state of matter, forever changed the alchemical world. Besides the practical effects of the shift, it also dethroned gold from the top of the metallic hierarchy. Um, this began a path that led to the modern alchemists to conceive of the metals as equal parts of a greater whole, as opposed to tiered steps sweeping from low to high. Little is known about the pair of alchemists who were able to convince Clara Soria of this profound new worldview. We only have their names and a few fragments of their letters. Some historians argue the scarcities of the records indicate that they may have been independent alchemists, unattached to any great house, who pursued their research in small private laboratories. Whether this is true or not, it is indisputable that they changed the face of alchemical science for generations to come. Any aspiring young metallurgist who today employs the Das bifurcator and the Pugano tree, or a Pugano tree, honors the legacy of their contributions. Page 719. Opus Magnum de Re Metallica. Leonard Tolstoy, Isaac Watts, Ryan Hadley, Luna M. Abokar, Zach Barth, Matthew S. Burns, Kyle Steed, Jonathan Stroh, copyright Electronics. Well, that was it. That was a beautiful retelling of the original story. Now then, in the next episode, let's look at the journal. Toodles.